So for this question, we are told that, let me just check. We're actually given, we're given, that, let me just check what we're given there. That, we're given a 13 over there. And then it's, k is equal to 2, so they're not starting at 1, they're starting at 2. We're just gonna go through this together. And then the first question says that, no, that's 1. The first question says they write down the values of the first 3 terms of the series. Okay, so we're required to write down the first 3 terms, the values of the first 3 terms. Okay, that looks simple enough. So all we do is simply substitute in there our values for k, the first 3 values for k in this case. And what we have is 2, and that gives us 9, right? Plus, remember it's a series, they called it a series, so we have to put the plus in there. And then the second one is 3, of course, so that's going to be nothing but 27, negative 27, because the minus, remember, it's raised to an odd number, to an odd exponent, so the minus sign will remain. And then we also have that that's raised to a 4, so that gives us a positive 81, because now it's raised to a positive exponent. So let's just write it out neatly. Plus negative 27 plus positive 81, and that's our answer for that question. Now, second question, we are asked to, for our second question, look, if I'm moving too fast, you can always rewind the video. Write down the value of the constant ratio, right? Now for the constant ratio, I mean, you should have spotted, or you should have been able to figure out the constant ratio just by looking at that. But, for convenience sake, let's just work it out. Even though we've been asked to write it down, they don't really need us to work it out. So, negative 27, that gives us a negative 3. Okay, let's just do it again to confirm. If we get the same answer for both, then we know that we are indeed on the right track. Over 9, and that gives us negative 3 again, right? So yes, our constant ratio is indeed a negative 3. And then for our third question, for 2.3, we are asked to, for 2.3 we are asked to, it says, will this will the sum to infinity for this series converge? Explain your answer. So they're asking if the sum to infinity for this series. So this is what we have. This is what it looks like. The sum to infinity. It's the same thing, but now it's the sum to infinity for the same series. So we know that to answer this question, we simply use that formula. So we know the formula that our r must lie between these two extremes, right? These two extreme values. So if our r lies anywhere between these two extreme values, then we can conclude that our series will indeed converge, the series to infinity. But now we have an infinity sign there, so we have to be careful. Okay, our r is our r in this case is negative 3, right? So we can actually conclude that this series, since our r is less than negative 1, Okay, let's just simply say, okay, since our r is equal to -3, therefore the series diverges instead. We know converges. We know that for r that lies between these two extreme values, the series converges. Since our r in this case is equal to -3, therefore the series diverges. So that's how we answer that question. Now 2.1.4 says calculate this times x, give your answer in terms of x, right? So we're given something like that, the same thing, but now it's being multiplied by an x. So it's the sum for the first 13 terms of the same series multiplied by an x. So for the sum of a geometric series, we know that we simply use that formula. We know our formula. It's like we know we know that our sum okay, let's just write it down. R to the power n minus 1 over, remember our r must not be equal to, must not be equal to times x, and then let's just substitute our values there. We know that our a is 9, right? And then our r is -3, so let's use our r is -3 raised to the first 12 terms. Remember, it's 12 terms, it's not 13 because it starts from 2. It starts from 2, it doesn't start from 1. So it's and they say that we must give our answer in terms of x. And then if we simplify, we know that, oh wow, that's a huge number. -3, yeah, no, I think we're gonna need a calculator for that one. So let me just try and grab my calculator over here. 3 to the power 12, we know that -3 raised to the 12th power is that. But -1, that means that's going to give us 531,440, right? So it's 531,441. So that's going to be 521,440, because we've subtracted the 1 over there, right? Divided by our r, our denominator. In our denominator we have a -4, right? All of that multiplied by x there on the side, and then remember the 9 on the outside. Okay, let's just write the 9 over there. And then to simplify that stuff over there, we have, if we divide this number, let's just subtract our 1 there. If we divide that number, or we can always multiply it by 9 first, and then divide it by 4. That gives us a negative, remember the negative there, a -19. So that's -1,195,740x. -1,195,740x. And that is our final answer for that question.